Have you ever looked at your arms? Maybe while getting dressed or catching your reflection in the mirror, and quietly wondered, when did this happen? That soft, hanging skin, the slight movement even after you've stopped moving, it can feel unfamiliar, even unsettling. And almost immediately, the mind jumps to a conclusion. It must be fat, so you start eating less, avoiding certain foods, maybe even pushing yourself to lose weight. But despite all that effort, your arms don't change the way you expected. That confusion, that quiet frustration is something I see so often. Here's the truth that rarely gets explained clearly. What you're seeing in your arms is often not just fat. In fact, for many people, especially after the age of 40, 50, or 60, sagging arms are largely driven by something else. Something more subtle, more common, and thankfully more reversible than most people realize. But if you don't understand what's really happening beneath the surface, you can spend years doing the wrong things, blaming yourself, and never seeing the results you deserve. I want you to pause for a moment and simply observe your arms without judgment. Lift them slightly and notice, do they feel heavy, like there's excess weight? Or do they feel light, but unsupported, almost like something is missing underneath? That small observation is powerful, because what most people call arm fat is often a combination of muscle loss, reduced skin elasticity, and weakening of the supportive tissues, not just fat alone. When we're younger, our arms look firm not only because of lower fat levels, but because the muscle underneath is strong and full, and the skin above is tight and elastic. It's like a well-supported structure where everything works together smoothly. But over time, especially if we're not actively using those muscles, they begin to shrink. At the same time, the skin gradually loses collagen and elasticity, and the support system beneath starts to weaken. So what happens then? The same skin that once looked smooth and lifted now has less support underneath. It begins to loosen and sag, even if there hasn't been a major increase in fat. This is also why many people notice their arms looking more saggy after weight loss, because they've reduced volume without rebuilding the structure that gives the arms their shape. This is where many people unknowingly go in the wrong direction. They assume the solution is to lose even more weight, thinking it will tighten everything. But in reality, that approach can sometimes make the arms appear even looser. It's not a lack of effort, it's simply a misunderstanding of what the body actually needs at this stage. Your body is not working against you. It's responding to changes in muscle use, skin health, and internal support systems. And once you begin to understand that, something shifts. You stop chasing extreme solutions and you start focusing on what truly supports your body from within. There is also a specific type of tissue in your arms that plays a major role in how firm or saggy they appear. Most people have never even heard about it, yet it quietly influences how your arms look and feel every single day. When this tissue becomes weak or underused, it's like the foundation of a structure losing its strength. Everything above it begins to shift. In the next part, I'll explain exactly what this tissue is, how it changes with age, and why most common advice completely ignores it. More importantly, you'll start to see how simple, targeted changes can begin to restore that support and bring back a sense of firmness naturally and safely. Now let's gently go a little deeper, because this is where real understanding begins, and once you see this clearly, you'll never look at your arms the same way again. Inside your arms, beneath the skin and around the muscles, there's a layer of connective tissue known as fascia. You can think of fascia as a soft, web-like network that wraps around your muscles, supports them, and helps everything stay in place. When this tissue is healthy, it keeps your arms looking smooth, supported, and firm. But when it becomes weak, stiff, or underused, it loses that supportive quality. Over time, especially with less movement or repetitive daily habits, fascia can become tight in some areas and loose in others. It can even become slightly dehydrated, which reduces its ability to hold structure. This creates that familiar appearance many people describe as loose or hanging arms, even if there isn't much fat present at all. Now here's something important that most people don't realize. When you do random exercises without understanding the system, you might strengthen certain muscles, but still not improve the overall appearance of your arms. That's because the fascia and supporting tissues are not being properly activated or restored. It's like fixing one part of a structure while ignoring the foundation beneath it. Let me share a simple real-life example. I once worked with someone in her early 60s who had been trying to tone her arms for years. She walked daily, ate very carefully, and even did light weights occasionally. But her arms still felt loose to her. When we looked closer, the issue wasn't effort, it was direction. Her muscles were not being engaged in a way that supported the surrounding tissue, and her movement patterns were very limited. Once she began focusing on slow, controlled movements that gently activated both muscle and connective tissue, something interesting happened. Within weeks, she didn't just feel stronger, she started to notice a subtle firmness returning. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily and naturally. This is where we need to gently correct a common myth. The idea of spot reduction, or losing fat in just one area, is largely misunderstood. The body doesn't work that way. You can't simply burn fat from your arms by targeting them alone. But what you can do is rebuild the structure underneath so the arms begin to look firmer, lifted, and more defined. Another myth is that aging automatically means sagging. While it's true that the body changes over time, many of those changes are influenced by how we move, how we nourish ourselves, and how consistently we engage our muscles. The body responds to what we ask of it, even later in life. And here's a key insight I want you to remember. Firmness is not just about removing something. It's about rebuilding something. When you shift your focus from losing to supporting, everything changes. Your approach becomes more gentle, more effective, and far more sustainable. Also, many people overlook the role of hydration and circulation. Fascia, in particular, depends on proper hydration to stay flexible and responsive. When the body is even slightly dehydrated over long periods, this tissue can become less elastic, contributing to that sagging appearance. Simple habits, like consistent water intake and regular movement, can quietly make a noticeable difference over time. So instead of asking, "How do I get rid of this?" a better question becomes, "How do I support what's underneath?" That small shift in thinking opens the door to real, lasting change. In the next part, I'll walk you through simple, practical steps you can start using right away: gentle movements, daily habits, and small lifestyle adjustments that help restore strength, improve support, and gradually bring back firmness to your arms without extreme dieting or exhausting routines. Now let's bring this into something you can actually do starting today, in a way that feels gentle, realistic, and sustainable for your body. The first thing I want you to understand is this: your arms don't need punishment, they need activation. Slow, intentional movement is far more powerful than fast, repetitive motion. Even something as simple as raising your arms slowly in front of you, holding for a few seconds, and lowering them with control can begin to wake up muscles that have been underused for years. When you move slowly, you're not just working the muscle, you're also engaging that deeper support system we talked about earlier. Another simple but powerful habit is what I call daily arm awareness. Throughout your day, notice how often your arms are actually doing nothing, sitting, resting, hanging passively. Now imagine gently changing that pattern, carrying light items with control. Stretching your arms fully when you wake up, even pressing your palms together for a few seconds to activate the upper arm muscles. These small moments add up more than you think. Now let's talk about strength, but in a very calm and approachable way. You don't need heavy weights or intense workouts. In fact, for many people, light resistance done consistently is much more effective. A simple exercise like holding a small water bottle and slowly bending and straightening your arms can begin to rebuild strength. The key is not how heavy the weight is, it's how mindfully you use it. There's also something very important that many people overlook: protein. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at maintaining muscle, which means we need to be a little more intentional about nourishing it. Including gentle, balanced sources of protein in your meals like eggs, lentils, yogurt, or lean meats can support muscle repair and help restore that firmness from within. This isn't about dieting. It's about giving your body what it needs to rebuild. Hydration plays a quiet but powerful role as well. Remember that connective tissue we talked about? It depends heavily on water to stay flexible and supportive. Sipping water consistently throughout the day, not all at once, but gradually, can help improve the quality of your skin and underlying tissue over time. Now, let me share something that might surprise you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is inconsistency. They try something for a few days, don't see immediate results, and then stop. But the body doesn't respond to intensity, it responds to consistency. Even 10 minutes a day of gentle, focused movement can create visible change over a few weeks if done regularly. Another mistake is being too harsh on yourself. Looking in the mirror and criticizing your body doesn't motivate it, it creates stress. And stress, over time, can actually affect how your body stores fat and maintains muscle. Instead, try shifting your mindset just slightly. See your body as something that's adapting, not failing. And here's something I want you to hold on to. Progress in this area is often subtle at first. You may not see dramatic changes in the mirror right away, but you'll feel it. Your arms will feel slightly stronger, slightly more controlled, slightly more alive. And those small internal changes are the beginning of visible transformation. So start simple. Move your arms daily with intention. Add light resistance a few times a week. Nourish your body properly. Stay hydrated. And most importantly, give your body time to respond, because what you're building here is not a quick fix. It's a quiet, steady return to strength and support. In the final part, I'm going to bring everything together for you so you can see the bigger picture, feel encouraged, and walk away with a sense of clarity and hope about what's truly possible for your body. And now, I want you to take a quiet moment and reflect on everything we've just talked about, not with pressure, not with urgency, but with understanding. Because what you're experiencing in your arms is not a failure. It's not something to feel ashamed of. It's simply a signal, a gentle message from your body saying, I need support in a different way now. For so long, many people have been told to fight their bodies, to push harder, eat less, do more. But your body doesn't respond best to force. It responds to care, consistency, and awareness. And once you begin to shift into that mindset, something powerful happens. You stop working asterisk against asterisk your body, and you start working asterisk with asterisk it. Think about this. Your arms have carried you through life. They've lifted, held, supported, embraced. They've done far more for you than we often give them credit for. And now they're simply asking for a little attention in return. Not extreme effort, not perfection. Just small, steady support. And the beautiful part is this: your body is still capable of change. No matter your age, no matter how long it's been, the human body has an incredible ability to adapt when given the right signals. When you move your arms with intention, when you nourish yourself properly, when you stay consistent, you are sending your body a clear message. Rebuild, support, strengthen, and over time your body listens. You may start to notice small shifts. Your arms feel a little firmer when you touch them. Movements feel more controlled. There's a subtle sense of strength returning. And slowly, even the appearance begins to change, not perfectly, not instantly, but meaningfully. That's real progress. And more importantly, it's sustainable progress. Because this is not about chasing a younger version of yourself. It's about becoming a stronger, more supported version of who you are right now. So instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Try asking, what does my body need from me today? That single question can change everything. And as you move forward, remember this simple truth. Sagging arms are not just about fat. They are about support, strength, and connection within your body. And all of those things can be improved gently, patiently, and naturally. You don't need extreme workouts. You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to feel discouraged every time you look in the mirror. You just need to start and stay consistent. If this helped you see your body in a new way, take a moment to support this message so it can reach others who might be feeling the same confusion or frustration. You can do that by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Even a simple message like, I understand now, can help someone else feel less alone. And most importantly, take care of yourself, gently, consistently, and with patience. Because your body is always listening.